This morning, Bryan Kohberger's attorney is expected to face off with prosecutors in court over what evidence may be used at his highly anticipated murder trial in August. Today's hearing likely his attorney's last chance to make their case before the judge after filing a flurry of motions containing more than 1,000 pages of arguments over the last several months. The legal team's sparring over whether to allow text messages sent by the two surviving roommates as the alleged murders were happening and this harrowing 911 call.
911 location of your emergency. Hi, something is happening. Something happened in our house. We don't know what.
That call made the morning of November 13th, 2022, when Ethan Chapin, Xana Kernodle, Madison Mogan, and Kaylee Gonzalez were found fatally stabbed in their home just outside the University of Idaho campus. Kohberger has maintained his innocence since he was charged with the murders after a nationwide manhunt. Ahead of his trial, testimony from one of the surviving roommates also in question. Investigators say she told them she saw a masked man in the house with only his bushy eyebrows visible.
She described seeing someone wearing all black, a mask with only a portion of their face.
Among the other evidence, Kohberger's defense is attempting to exclude Amazon records allegedly showing Kohberger purchased a black balaclava mask prosecutors say is similar to the one the victim's roommate described, and purchases for a K-bar knife and sheath, like the knife sheath found at the murder scene, which prosecutors say had DNA that matches Kohberger's. Meanwhile, Kohberger's lawyers arguing his autism diagnosis should keep prosecutors from seeking the death penalty, while signaling they may be preparing to keep their client off the witness stand. The father of victim Kaylee Gonzalez says the seemingly endless stream of filings and new revelations mean the gruesome murders are never out of mind.
It's like a slow torture where just a little comes out and a little more comes out.
Now, there's also the possibility of Kohberger's family testifying at trial. The state has asked to exclude them from the courtroom until after they potentially testify. Prosecutors are also arguing the judge should allow them to present a 3D model of the home where the murders took place. The defense arguing against it. And we could get some answers from the judge today, although there is so much here, guys, that the hearing could continue into tomorrow.
All right, Liz, thank you. I want to turn now to NBC News legal analyst Danny Cevallos. And Danny, I mean, you are a defense attorney. You know about filing motions, but this is a huge volume of motions filed by the defense trying to exclude evidence. Do they have a good chance of succeeding?
Yeah, as criminal defense attorneys, we have a sworn duty to throw everything we can against the wall, make a record, and hope that some of it sticks. That being said, I can barely see the wall anymore. This is a defense team that has thrown absolutely every motion you can imagine against the wall. Virtually none of these will succeed. And that's pretty common for defense attorneys. Some of these motions have no shot. Trying to exclude references to bushy eyebrows, trying to exclude references to or introduction of 911 calls. 911 calls have come into evidence since time immemorial.
Or an Amazon search of a knife and sheath.
Yes, the knife and sheath.
Is that likely to come in?
They might have a somewhat stronger argument there. I'm still betting against the defense on that motion, but their argument is essentially that the data may not be reliable because of the way AI generates the algorithm and you click on things or maybe you didn't click on it. Still, I think it's coming in. Most of these motions are going to lose over the next couple days.
The unique piece of evidence here introduced by the defense is the diagnosis of autism for Kohberger. How will the judge grapple with that question?
So this is really interesting. The Supreme Court not too long ago ruled that you cannot execute people with intellectual disabilities. That ruling has not been extended to something like autism spectrum disorder. So, again, if you're betting, the defense is likely to lose. But this is an emerging area of the law. Some states have begun expanding that, not this state. So, again, not likely to win, but it's an interesting argument. And by the way, in 10 years from now, the landscape on this law may look very different. But for now, the Supreme Court, there is a very clear line. Intellectual disabilities, it does not get expanded. That protection against the death penalty does not get expanded to autism spectrum disorder, and it probably won't here.
All right. Well, the judge has his work cut out for him today. Thank you, Danny.
Thanks,
appreciate it.
Hey, thanks for watching. And don't forget, you can catch the Today Show every morning on NBC or take Today when you're on the go. Just follow the Today podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen.